The age of the mother has arrived. Out of recognition for her great work, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi was known around the world as the Great Mother. Since 1970, her mastery over the primordial mothering energy known as Kundalini drew thousands of seekers to her many free meditation events. They came to experience the awakening of this energy, which is felt as a cool breeze emanating from the top of the head and across the hands. As our spiritual mother, this force brings about a profound state of inner peace as we are spiritually reborn. Through meditations, this connection to the divine takes us beyond the mind and into the state of thoughtless awareness which heals and nourishes our inner being. Shri Mataji's Sahajayoga meditation is now being enjoyed by millions around the world, free of charge, as Shri Mataji wanted it. We now present some of Shri Mataji's many spiritual teachings and a guided meditation for you to discover the Mother within and the Mother for all.
So what a storage you have within yourself. But because of your mundane style of thinking and asking, in the beginning when I had started Sahajayoga, people used to ask for, say, jobs, or for my mother is sick or a father is sick, or they would ask for money or something like that. So these wants are not pure wants. As we know in economics, they are not pure wants. They are impure wants. Because they are never satiable in general. So this Kundalini, that is your mother, she is there to supply you, nourish you, to look after you, to make you grow. By giving you a higher personality. Higher personality, wider personality, deeper personality. Now, we think if somebody is well read, then we think he is a higher personality. Sometimes a person who is rich, we think, is a higher personality. Sometimes we think a person who is very hardworking is a higher personality. Sometimes we think a person who is having some sort of a confusion about religion or something, we think he is a higher person. Our ideas about higher personality itself are wrong. People are higher because they are spiritually evolved. Otherwise they are not, they go to dogs. Nobody respects them. So what we should ask for is that beautiful, soft, compassionate nature, and then the Kundalini will supply. Because she only has that. Kundalini doesn't have anything else. All her power is of love. Nothing but love. So how can she give you something she doesn't have, supposing you hate someone? What can she do? She can't do anything because she cannot give you powers to hate. So what she says, you hate someone, Allah forgive. She gives you the power to forgive. Like a sword has to fight, a shield, not a sword. So the violence, as they say, can be only fought with non-violence. In the same way, if we have to grow, the Sahajogis have to grow, first of all, we have to see how softly we talk, how kindly we talk, how considerate we are.
For the last so many lectures, we have been saying that you cannot pay for God's love. It makes me laugh sometimes. Human beings can never understand because they live in a very limited sphere. His love is unlimited. His forgiveness is unlimited. Even this word unlimited and infinite, we do not understand because we have not known it. And to say that something is genuine is also like certifying something that is genuine. You don't need a certificate. Even that human beings don't understand. We live with artificiality. We try to find the truth. Again we accept artificiality as truth. Again we go on fighting. Then we think this is the truth. Again that turns out to be something artificial thing or some sort of a mental projection. All these limited endeavors of human beings and experiences they have made him so conditioned that it is not easy to understand God. He made all this universe in His compassion and love. He created you as human beings also in His compassion and love. He doesn't need it. But He loves. And you can't understand a person who loves beyond any reason. Without any reward, just love, because for love's sake. We can't think of one human being like that who can love, only for love. Only after realization, as you grow more and more, you realize that loving is the greatest joy. And then you cannot think of money in relation to it. It's something you say, but I think even to say this, we don't need money or we don't take money itself is so low level. It's so much gross. Because money and all these concepts are so low. He didn't make this world to get any fruits out of it. Nothing. He just made it because He loved. He wanted to express His love. Just to manifest that love, He made this world. There's nothing else expected. And to put the human mind at that level is an impossibility, I find, in the beginning. But gradually they start understanding how forgiving He is, how kind He is, how nice.
Get out. But if you know how to raise your Kundalini, she will manage it. She knows how to do it and she will give you that status. But first and foremost thing is to meditate and to raise your Kundalini. Meditation is the only way you can grow. There's no other way out. Because when you meditate, you are in silence. You are in thoughtless awareness. Then the growth of awareness takes place. Then it opens out. But if you are thinking, supposing there's a lake and the lake is completely in a turmoil, nothing can grow. But supposing it is silent, then lotuses can grow, anything can grow in it. In the same way, if your mind is agitated and your growth is not yet fully expressing itself, then it's such a vicious circle that you are agitated and your growth is hindered. Again you are agitated, your growth is hindered. So the best way is to take to meditation. When you take to meditation, this turmoil will settle down. And when it will settle down, your growth will take place. After meditation, you will feel definitely that you have come out very well, you have grown very well. But for that, one has to be very honest. You cannot force people to be honest. That's one thing you can't do. You have to be honest to yourself. You have not to be hypocrite. You have to see for yourself that whatever you are doing is for your benevolence, is for your good, and that you have to do it because it is good for you to begin with, and then for the good of the humanity. You are doing for the good of the humanity. Now, it takes time into some people. In some people, it doesn't take time at all. It's the quality of your central path of Sushumna is important. If it is very simple, there's no problem, then the Kundalini takes no time. She's anxiously waiting. She's your mother. She's the pure desire within you, the power to become one with your spirit. Unless and until you achieve it, whatever you may try, you do anything you like, you spoil your Sushumna, but you'll have to get it, otherwise your seeking will not be over. You have to reach the place where you should say, I have found it. If you have not found the spirit, you will never be happy with any sort of thing you do. Anything you do, be kind to yourself. Be gracious to yourself and get your realization. This is a simple thing as a mother I would like to tell you. There's nothing to be done except by getting realization. But if you are an adamant person, and if you are employed by some of the gurus to come here, or you are running a lawyer's job for other gurus and all that, you cannot get realization. I am sorry you cannot get it, I cannot help it. But you have to identify with yourself and see to it that you want to have it, then only you will get it. If you do not have the desire to have it, you will not get it at any cost. You are not to be forced into it. Your freedom is completely respected. If your freedom is not respected, how are you going to enjoy the freedom of your spirit? So it is completely in your hands to be free to accept whether to get realization or not. Now,
Following this, Shri Mataji began teaching a small group of seekers how to meditate. She stood behind each individual and raised the Kundalini by placing her hands on the various energy centers along the spine. This was a natural process which awakened their residual power of pure desire. She awakened this power called Kundalini, which lay dormant in the sacrum bone at the base of the spine, coiled in 3.5 coils. When awakened, it rose up the spinal cord, connecting and enlightening the energy centers. As it pierced the fontanelle bone area at the top of the head, they were connected with the divine.
Although she was working with only a handful of people, she was searching for a universal method which would allow her to give this experience to large groups of people. She soon developed a technique for en masse self-realization. Taking into account all the different combinations and permutations of the human personality, the method was startlingly simple. The seeker would express his or her desire by holding the left hand towards Shri Mataji. Verbal affirmations helped the mothering energy to rise, and the experience could be verified by feeling the Kundalini in the hands and above the head. As more and more people expressed their desire to have this awakening, she began an en masse self-realization movement. Sahajayoga was born.
Yoga or union had become effortless. No more standing on your head, no need for expensive mantras. Now it was easier to get your enlightenment in the heart of London than it was in the Himalayas. Visits to the psychiatrist's couch were no longer necessary. Shri Mataji was not concerned with the quantity of people, but with the quality of the seekers. She never took any money for giving or developing self-realization and started Sahajayoga with her own resources. To this day, she insists that you cannot pay for your spiritual ascent.
And the people were so money-oriented that they would not listen to me because I said, you cannot pay for your evolution, you cannot pay for your realization. While those people who said you have to pay, they were very happy. And they wouldn't believe me. I was so disappointed with the way they were looking at spirituality. How much did we pay to Christ? How much did we pay to Mother Earth for these flowers? That money orientation was so great that one of the reasons for our plight is that we supported all kinds of wrong, false people.
She was very anxious to save the American seekers from false gurus who had descended upon that country and were leading people to their destruction. In 1972, she sold her gold bangles and with that money set sail for America. In hall after hall, she warned of the dangers of following the false teachers who made many claims, but in reality were damaging the kundalinis and energy centers of their disciples. However, this message fell on deaf ears. The seekers of America were too naive and enthralled to listen. She was in great anguish at the plight of America, and on board the ship to India, her heart was pining to save her children. She addressed them in this poem.
To my flower children, you are angry with life, like small children whose mother is lost in darkness. You sulk, expressing despair at the fruitless end of your journey. You wear ugliness to discover beauty. You name everything false in the name of truth. You drain out emotions to fill the cup of love. My sweet children, my darling, how can you get peace by waging war with yourself, with your being, with joy itself? Enough are your efforts of renunciation, the artificial mask of consolation. Now rest in the petals of the lotus flower, in the lap of your gracious mother. I will adorn your life with beautiful blossoms and fill your moments with joyful fragrance. I will anoint your head with divine love, for I cannot bear your torture anymore. Let me engulf you in the ocean of joy, so you lose your being in the greater one, who is smiling in your calyx of self, secretly hidden to tease you all the while. Be aware, and you will find him, vibrating your every fiber with blissful joy, covering the whole universe with light.
The sun never disappears from our inside. So that is how we have to take a mood by which we should think of one personality, all of us together. All of us together. And anybody tries to be something separate or different, he'll drop out. I'll drop him out. Whatever it will drop out. So you just don't worry. Anybody who tries to be singled out or anything, everybody must do whatever they like, to nurture the whole, to help the whole, to emancipate the whole, but not to in any way put anyone down or less. Because this is not the way the Sahajayoga is. Sahajayoga only works in collectivity. And the one who has developed this permeating spirit is a real Sahajayoga. Who has not is not. Whatever you may think of yourself, I have nothing to say. But this permeating personality, which moves from places to places, whether you talk or not, like your mother is. Whether I meet you or not makes no difference, but I am permeating through all of you. By little things also I am there with you. So like that, try to permeate into each other and see the beauty, and you will enjoy yourself the best, because that is the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that is to be achieved. Because this ego, makes you like a nutshell, and you just cannot have a rapport with that beauty of permeation. And just see how the notes move into each other. It will be a great idea today. It's a great thing today we have to having put that dhulya, like the dhulya means the dust. And one day I had written in childhood a poem, I remember. A very interesting poem it was. I don't know where it's lost, but we said that I want to be like a dust particle, which moves with the wind. It goes everywhere, can go sit on the head of a king, or can go and fall at the feet of someone. It can go and sit on a little flower, and it can go and sit everywhere. But I want to be a particle of dust that is fragrant, that is nourishing, that is enlightening. Like that. I had written a very beautiful poem when I must have been about 7 years of age, I remember, to be a dust particle. I remember that very clearly, long time back, that I should be a dust particle so that I'll permeate into people, which is a very big thing, to become a dust particle of that kind. To that whatever you touch, you see, that becomes enlivened. Whatever you just feel, that has fragrance. It's such a great thing to be like that. And that was my desire, and it has been achieved. At that young age, I had this idea of becoming a dust particle. And today, just while talking to you, I remembered that I wanted to be that, and that is what this place is. And Rahul Bhai is like that. Just put your hands towards me. Just like this. It's good. You're all thoughtless. If you see, there's no thought in your mind. And complete silence. Enjoy this. This moment is going to transform your life. Take it from me. You may not realize today, but you'll realize it very soon. Strong. Have faith in yourself. That's the main thing. It's beautiful.
चरण का